road trip. What's happening, everybody? It's Ralph with Pondscapes, and we are off. Heading out west to California to meet up with my friends Jaak Harju with Atlantis Water Gardens, Brian Helfrich and Chris Hanson with Aquascape out of Chicago. This is going to be awesome. Stick around for this one. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's go talk to Brian. Guys, I am going to take you on this journey, but at first I want to introduce you to the team that's going to be a part of this. Guys, this is Brian Helfrich with Aquascape, a good friend. Now, the end of our trip is here, and it's kind of bittersweet, right?
It is bittersweet. You know, it's of course good to be home. We've been out here, what, 10 days-ish? Right? Feels like a little longer. Yeah. Feels also like a blink of an eye at the same time, which says a lot about the company that we had. You know, we had a good time between myself, you, Chris, Jack, Micho, Juan, Bill. Yeah. And we accomplished a lot. So at the end of it all, it'll at some point be a distant memory, but there's definitely memories that'll last a lifetime at the same time.
And of course, you know my buddy Jack, great friend from Atlantis Water Gardens, and this is it, man. Party's over.
It's sad, right? It's sad that we got to go home. We worked hard for the last 9 days. Mm-hmm. We didn't have much downtime, which I was kind of hoping we'd be able to see some San Diego, but the way the project turned out, it was really just such a seamless job with everybody that was here, and that's what made it, was all the people that were here to pull this off, because it's a very talented group of people that came together to make all this happen.
All right, stick around. Watch what this guy comes up with. Chris Hanson from Aquascape, great friend of mine. We've done a few projects together. Tell me what you think about what we just went through.
Was it 10 days? The insane amount of work, maybe 9, I kind of lost count, but right. It was, the days just kind of ran together because everything went so smooth. We just kept going and going and going, right. You know, like a bunch of Terminators getting it done. So it was one of my favorite experiences, getting to build with great friends like Ralph and Jack and of course Brian, and the customer was amazing. They were speechless. Right. You know, they were speechless, and they were so gracious to open up their homes to us and give us the opportunity to give them a piece of art that is just incredible.
All right, you guys ready to go check this thing out? Let's go for a ride.
Do it.
Is really easy. All right, morning number 2 in El Cajon. We've got the loader operator came by to get all the dirt out of here. There were 2 massive piles of dirt that we had staged out here from the excavation. Luckily, he showed up early to get this out of here because we got more material coming in. That's gonna take up a lot of space. Moving right along, we've got our extra thick fabric down to protect our liner from all the sharp little rocks that are in here. We did lay a layer of DG down. That's a softer base material that we could level the entire bottom of the pond and compact it and cover up all those sharp fragments. Jack is creating a flat spot so we can roll that liner out, get it folded the way we want, and then we can drop it in the pond. Boulder number 1. All right, here we are, day number 3. Building up the wall. What we're gonna concentrate on now is creating locations for the lighting. And then this wall will continue over there where Jack is standing. And that's kind of where we're gonna concentrate today, is running plumbing and lighting and finishing out that wall. Moving right along. Okay, so we've got the wall done on this side. Lights are installed, looks great. We've got these boulders coming up and out of the pond. And to help with that transition from the rock work to the patio, We've also got a pocket that's going to be right here behind these rocks where we'll plant aquatic plants back there. Brian right now is setting that course of wall to tie into the back of that boulder there. And then right there under him, you can see some lights and then also some plumbing for circulation. All right, morning number 4. Let's get after it. So we got our boulder delivery. Jack and Brian went out and tagged some boulders first thing this morning when the rock yard opened. And now we've got extra help. Juan and Micho came out from Chicago. They flew in yesterday, and we are really gonna be cranking today. Guys, here we are, morning number 5, and more boulders. Here it is. You can see the chaos that we have going on behind us. We got to get the sheets of plywood out so we don't damage the street. Also consolidate the boulders behind me so we have room for more boulders. Here we are, our 3rd boulder delivery. We are looking good. Time to start building that waterfall. So now you can see how that waterfall is framing up. Jack is working on the bypass relief, and then we will be buttoning up that top edge and getting the spillway installed.
So, hey, can you spin it once it's out there?
I'll get it out there, I'll try to reposition it.
All right. Big man Jack's even a little worried, huh? Look at him, look at him. Oh! Perfect. Perfect! And you were worried.
Brian, what have you got going on here with this liner?
So this is that liner. We're gonna tuck in behind this, but when it gets really wide like this, what happens, we're gonna pull this liner back, then the other liner over the top, and then backfill to this. And what I wanna do is to try to avoid as many folds in here as possible. So I'll just come in here, kind of trim this back, almost to the shape of the rocks. And then this will tuck in here a lot better. If I didn't do that, you start wadding up all this liner back in here and it gets all funky. It actually starts sucking in a lot more liner from the outside too. So it just makes it a little easier when we're backfilling.
So what we're gonna do now, Ralph, is we're gonna fold this liner back up over the top of these rocks and backfill it all to lock it in, so then we can go to the next level. You know, one of the things I really love about doing overlaps is when you gives you all the freedom of this extra liner. You can go anywhere you want. I love, love, love when you can build a waterfall and put the frame rocks any place you feel, because then you can just follow your heart and build an amazing waterfall.
This is the end of day 5. We still have a couple more boulders we're gonna set, but this is a top view of that beautiful retaining wall inside the pond. And where I'm standing right now, looking down the waterfall, and it crashes, goes traversing back and forth. So this is going to be a really cool viewpoint from this patio and a sitting area over here. Good morning, everybody. Day 6 of the San Diego El Cajon pond build. Let me walk you through where we're at and what we hope to achieve today. This is where we're starting off first thing this morning, day number 6. We got to finish off the makeup of the waterfall there on the backside where Brian is working. Then we're going to work our way right over to this area. This is going to be our wetland filter. We've got to excavate down in this area, and the big hurdle that we have is we don't have a lot of space to work with, and this machine has to make it happen. So it's going to be kind of a hurdle for Jack to get it into position. And here's the other big hurdle, all this bedrock. So this slope under that thin layer of dirt is just a lot of hard granite. So hopefully once we get down and to the bottom level of that wetland, we don't run into any issues, because we've got to go a little bit deeper for our centipede and snorkel vault. That might be a challenge. This is how the movie magic happens.
That was our high-tech tripod here.
Here's our aerial view of the pond and what we've got going on. So Jack and Brian right now are tucking in the liner and covering up the plumbing. That's our 3-inch line that goes up to that very top. Right there is where our water will start from and traverse back and forth, coming over this boulder, dropping down, dropping and splashing into the pond. End of day 6, waterfall complete. The wetland is complete. Got to detail and do some rock work, get the plumbing wrapped around over to here. Tomorrow we'll be working on the intake bay. All right, so we needed a few more rocks. Came over here to the local rock yard, got them all loaded up. Let's head back to the job. Hey, come on. All right, this last build of boulders should get us where we need to be to finish up that wetland and intake bay. Now we're back at the local stone yard right down the street from the project. We need more of the 3/4 river rock to help us finish up that wetland and the intake bay. Here we are, well underway, day 7. I've been doing loads of material, got some boulders, got some pea gravel, and now I'm just shuttling back and forth, going down this narrow pathway to get material over to the guys. Let's go take a look what's going on. Where we left off yesterday, the waterfall, everything was done. We got the wetland installed. Now it's detailing. We've got the urn set. That's a large stack slate urn. Took the bottom section off, sunk it down into the rockwork so it looks like it's just emerging right out of that. Chris and Jack are setting some boulders to go around that back side. Brian wrapping up the transition for the liner to go from the wetland into the pond, detailing that out, and that water's going to be coming, gushing right through there, transitioning, falling over this boulder. It is going to look amazing. And Jack has got all this big pile of dirt and spoils out of here, and now it's time to start working on our intake. Morning of day 8. I think this is the last load of gravel that we need to get. All right, fish cave reestablished. Actually looks better this time. Good job, Jack. So Brian got the wash down all done, and it is about time to fill.
Nothing.
Chris, what do we got?
Throwing some water down.
Oh man, what's that?
Whoa! Chris, what are you adjusting?
The flow rate of the Aquasurge 2000 pump that's feeding the bottom section urn that Jack turned into a fountainscape. It doesn't look too bad.
It's amazing.
I want to come here, Ralph. Can you zoom in real quick?
Yeah.
What I love is Jack's attention to detail. This little thing right here.
Oh, you know what that is right there? That's a
that.
manufacturing.
No. Hey, I'm talking.
That's it?
I mean,
Look at the expression on it. Look at the expression.
They're all of that. That's
all we're doing.
End of day 8. This is running. However, that is not yet. Sun is going down. We're going to be here till dark, so we'll show you tomorrow what it looks like. Hey, Jack, are you ready yet?
I'm ready.
Good.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of water.
Look at that. Oh, this is incredible. Anybody have any coins you can put in? Good luck. Oh, this is phenomenal.
Let me take you through and show you what we came up with. Starting from the left, going over to the right. This excavation was right about 28 feet, 30 feet, and then from edge to edge is about 15 feet. We ended up being about 32 inches deep. I think maybe a little bit deeper, but of course what slowed us down was the bedrock that comes down this hillside. There's just a very thin layer of dirt that covers all this bedrock that's in there. So now what we have operating the main waterfall, we have a spillway leading off the headwaters, coming down. Of course, it adds a lot of aeration and beauty and sound. But this is the heart of the filtration right over here. We have a wetland filter, of course, to top that off. We've got that large stacked slate urn, and that provides a really gorgeous waterfall. And then we go over here. This is our intake bay, the lower section of the large stacked slate urn. Within the pond, we have 1, 2, 3 circulation jets, really churning and pushing that water out of this cove. So this would be a great spot to have some really cool aquatic plants, some lilies, and some higher marginals right in there. So this is going to be a really cool spot to actually give you the opportunity to come up closer to the pond. Right in this area, cut into the rock work. We've got a fish cave right there, and then just loaded with lights. Lots of lights to give this just a beautiful look in the evening. I want to introduce you to Andrew, the homeowner here that allowed us to make this all possible. Andrew, so what are your thoughts?
Well, it's utterly amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I think it exceeds our expectations compared to what we used to have with a concrete pond, concrete waterfall. There's no comparison. This is just absolutely fantastic. You know, once we get the patios and things done, we're gonna spend so much time out here just taking it all in. It's going to change our lives. We're not gonna be sitting in the house all the time, you know, watching TV or whatever it is inside. We're gonna be out here enjoying, experiencing this beginning of an oasis. This is a massive transformation, and it is utterly amazing. It's gonna get better with the improvements, and I'm just so excited to really take it all in on a daily basis.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for the opportunity to come out to your house and do what we love to do. And guys, if you want to see this and more like this, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this amazing project. We'll see you on the next one.